Hey guys, what's up? It's very tempting these days to look at the world and think, why is everything so broken? And we wrote about this at length in the Red Pill Revolution book. It can feel like you're not living in a country anymore or in a community, you're just living in an economy, you're just like a stock unit. And everything seems to be getting worse. You know, my parents' generation, you could buy a nice house and raise a family with one person going out to work full time, and now buying property is out of reach of a lot of young people. Health systems are failing, everyone's getting obese, addicted, cost of living seems to be going up constantly despite the politicians' promises, and it feels like we're losing our human connection. We're all on social media, but feeling more and more isolated the more connected we are. Lacking a kind of sense of purpose in life. And it's very rational to say, could all of this be by design? Okay. So, there's obviously a risk of letting all of that overwhelm you. You know, what truth is called getting black pilled. You know, you've eaten the red pill, but when you wake up to the depths of the darkness, that it can lead to despondency and despair. But we have a situation, let's be positive, we have a situation where corporations control the flow of money, they control our health, they control our education, they control what we're told to believe. It doesn't mean you have to believe it, and it doesn't mean you have to be sick for your whole life either. A big thing as well that we wrote about in the Red Pill Revolution is the world of work, jobs keeping us trapped. So you give half a century of your best time in return for what? And so many of us feel like we have no time. So we end up feeling isolated and constantly tired, powerless, as well as being sick and addicted, of course. But there's a kind of a core belief in all of this, which is that I think is very common. We're waiting for it to improve, and you've got to stop that. I shared a meme this morning saying, you know, don't wait for the world to change, it's waiting for you. But you see, when you get sucked into the belief system, the government is trying, it really is trying its best, and corporations really are trying to be responsible, and you know, the NGOs are trying to make the world a better place and all that kind of stuff, then that can lead you to this hopeless situation of hoping that, or expecting it'll all get better when the next politician comes in. All we need is a more honest politician, or you know, once they sort these problems out, once these wars have resolved, once there's a ceasefire, blah 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 blah, then everything's going to get better. But it's always like someone up there will come and save us. So what that means is that your freedom and your thriving on this earth remain dreams. And guess what? No one is coming to save you. There is going to be no top-down regime change, and nobody is going to give you permission to thrive and to live your best life. The good news is that can only come from you. So what are we waiting for? What is it that we really hope is going to improve? I remember as a kid once being really, really sad that the world that I saw with people arguing and everything and being stressed wasn't like the Ladybird books that I read when I was growing up. It's kind of based on this idyllic 1950s post-war community thing, or Richard Scarry's little animal people or whatever. So what are we waiting for? It's got to be what humans have always had, which is what is in our DNA, which is community, real community. People sharing with each other, sharing what works with each other, rather than looking up to white coats, government officials, or whatever, doctors, to tell us what to think. People sharing solutions and doing it authentically, based on their personal experience, based on what actually works, not what they've been taught. Working for ourselves, knowing that we live in an abundant universe, that everything that we actually need is out there for the taking, and it's down to us just to reach out our arms and to grab it, really. We want to work on our time, not on the clock for some boss who doesn't give a shit about us. We want to earn good money so that we can live comfortably and without stress. Work on in your time, when you want to work, and spend time doing what you need to do and what you want to do. So that means time to rest and heal when you need to, right? You're not like obliged to go in and keep working. You're not a unit of work. You're not a cog in a machine. We want our communities to be rich, as well as our families, right? Which means money circulating within the community, not just being funneled into the coffers of the corporations. We want to see communities growing, being healthy together. We want sovereignty built into everything that we do. And what that means is that self-determination. It means that we get to decide what we want to do. So I think what I want to say today is you've got to stop waiting. Because the more that I've thought about this, and the more that I've discovered this just this year, since February, when I got into network marketing, is I believe that in all of those aspects that we're talking about, that future is already here. We just have to make the switch in our own minds. The model exists, and it is network marketing done right, done consciously. Yes, there are snake oil salesmen. Yes, there are bullshitters out there. But when it really, really works, it's on a level that you will see integrates everything about you and really encourages growth. So with network marketing, you can literally have your own business with a tiny startup capital and minimal amount of training. You literally train yourself as you go along. When network marketing teams are run consciously, they become like families. It's all about growth. It's all about supporting each other. It's all about everyone wins. And this really is possible, even though it's not what we've seen as we've been growing up. We've been exposed to a culture, a society, where it seems like every year that passes, everyone loses more. And it's true, if you look at that society, that is how it's set up to work. But there's another world. And I've done this complete shift just this year. So in a network marketing team that is conscious, people will feel seen, they will feel valued, they will feel supported. This is a decentralized, people-powered economy. And it's based on the beauty of it. This is not about selling to people, right? That's a mechanism. But fundamentally, it's about leadership, and it's about trust, and it's about building strength, and it's about everybody growing together like a team, like a hunting party. Network marketing can develop those sovereign skills that we're talking about, that self-reliance, self-belief that will empower you for however this new economy, I don't really like the word, but the new way of organizing our resources, which is what economics is. It will empower you to thrive in that, whatever you choose to do. And this new world is already growing up around you. It's literally just there to be chosen. All you need to do is just step up and say, me, I'm ready, it's time. And no, you're not called out to sell out or to be fake. You're actually being called to be a truer and freer and better version of yourself. I saw a post today on Facebook that said, beautiful souls recognize beautiful souls. Keep being genuine. Your people will find you. And really what we're talking about there is attraction marketing. When you put yourself out there via social media, on the phone, in-person events, just day-to-day networking, let your people find you. Be yourself. Let them find you. That's what all this is about. So it's not changing who you are at all, but it is calling you to step up and level up and become more of who you truly are. And again, it's like fitting your own oxygen mask first. The goal here is we're not saving anyone from the system. I don't want to save you from the system, but save yourself from the system and then showing other people that it can be done. Because really you can't take responsibility for anyone else. What you can do is lead and inspire. So my invitation to you is to take that energy that you may be using today to despair or to complain or rage or bitch and moan about the way that things are going. Take that energy and invest it in yourself. Invest to build your own business. It doesn't take money, it takes will, it takes word, commitment. Invest in your own team, your people. Invest in your own development. Invest in your future, not the future of some CEO. So you have an opportunity, guys. It's like I say, it's already happening. You know, there's nothing to wait for. This thing exists, right? And there are good network marketing companies. There are less good network marketing companies. I'm convinced that the one that I'm in is best of breed, quite honestly. And at the place where it's at now really is still very early stages, although it's growing so fast. Just moving into the consolidation phase, ready for massive growth, which will come next year. But it looks like the growth is going stratospheric now, but honestly, there is no better time to get into this. So don't miss out. The only barriers to this really are in your own head. So if you've got any questions at all, let me know, drop a comment if you want to know more about the business side of things or what's possible. You can set up calls, we can set up presentations. Just, you know, you're standing at a crossroads, right? You can just go carry on the way that things are now, or you can choose to make a change. Stop waiting for the world to change. It's waiting for you. See you later.